Well, it may not have been the riot predicted by the Prime Minister, but there was plenty of anger as student protesters rallied in the city this afternoon. There were demonstrations across the country in what organisers called a National Day of Action against plans to raise higher education fees and cut funding.
A loud message students hope will be heard all the way to Canberra.
Cut back! Fight back! Cut back! Fight back! They say cut back! We say fight back!
All around the country they're fighting against the federal government's slashing of university course funding by around 20%.
One of the most fundamentally important things in our society is that every person gets a good education, and it angers me that people just can't have that.
Universities will need to make up the funding difference by raising student fees, and from 2016 there'll no longer be caps on the cost of degrees.
We're supposed to be the land of the fair go, and a two-tier system of unis is going to disadvantage the most vulnerable students.
Students will also have to pay their tertiary debt earlier, and it will grow at a faster rate.
We want to fight for education to be a right, not a privilege. That education should be for everybody, not just an elite few.
Sydney CBD streets were clogged with thousands of protesters. In Melbourne, there were violent clashes between police and protesters.
University students say expect more future protests just like this. They say they'll maintain the pressure on the Abbott government until they reverse their education cuts.
These are dumb and brutal cuts, and the Australian Greens will vote against the Abbott government's cuts to higher education.
Earlier today, hundreds of Flinders University students held their own protest, hoping to strike a blow against the Prime Minister.
This budget really smashes the idea that education is something that's a right.
Catherine Kennedy, 9 News.